Let's talk about some ways we can relieve internal stress today. See if any of these are things that we think we can personally use to improve the days, years, productive part of our lives as we've been talking about. So here are some things maybe just to begin our day with. When you get up, you see the sunshine, okay, if it's raining or snowing, be happy with whatever it is. It's like I told my mother-in-law one time, she said, "What's happy about it?" I said, "Well, it's raining, so it's going to make your garden grow better." So let's talk about some things that we can do. First thing in the first part of the day, some maybe I'd like to call them power questions to ask ourselves, like, what do I have to be happy about today? Maybe even write them down, because there are many things if we stop and think about the things that we have to be happy about. What about something like, what am I excited about in life right now? See, we could go the opposite direction, probably list a lot more, but we're looking at being positive and relieving internal stress. What am I proud about in my life right now? Did you do something for someone that just made you so happy? Like we've said in the past, you find oftentimes that doing things for other people make you feel better than even other people doing things for you. Here's one. What am I enjoying about my life right now? What's making me happy? Well, let's focus on those things. Here's a big one for you. What am I committed to do in my life right now? I have a suggestion. Let's deal with all the things we've been talking about. Releasing the stress, handling the stress, understanding and managing our emotions so that we can have a longer, healthier, happier, and more productive life. So they're just a few of the things we can do just when we start our day. What about this one? I know it might sound silly, but I know from experience, it can just make such a happy day for you. Go somewhere for lunch, if that's not something you normally do. Of course, if it's something you always do, then go somewhere different for lunch. Here's one for you. Guess what? You will make mistakes. We all make mistakes. So why don't we call them lessons? Learn from the things that we do that we could have done better. We all make mistakes. We'll keep on making mistakes. Sometimes I feel the older we get, the more likely we are to make mistakes, as well as when you're young, you're going to make mistakes in learning. Here's one for you. Sometimes, someone will say, well, I don't want to be patting myself on the back. Guess what? It's okay to pat yourself on the back now and then. Even if you don't actually physically do it, you can mentally do it. And feel good about some of the things you just did if you did some things that made you happy. How about this one? I love this one. Create an image of peace of mind. The brain, the mind is a powerhouse, the way it treats your body. So have peace in your mind. Think about things that are peaceful in your life. Think about the peace that's around you. No, not everything is, but let's focus on what is. And the more you practice this technique, the more you'll be able to handle your daily stressors. Here's one that some people love doing, others rarely do it. Read. Find something very positive to read. I'll just share with you one of the things that I find helps my day to get started every day. I like to read a daily scripture. Maybe it's a thought for the day. Whatever it is that makes you happy. Or find a good book to read. It could take you a long time to read it, but starts today. Read. Here's a biggie. Check how you breathe. When you're breathing deeply, obviously you're getting more oxygen, which is it's helping you to relax as well. So When you notice that you're becoming stressed, you also say to yourself, okay, I'm taking short breaths now. I'm not getting the oxygen. Just say to yourself, okay, stop. Take in some nice deep breaths. That will help you to feel better. Here's a good one for you. If you're able to, exercise. I asked somebody recently, what about exercise? What's a good exercise? Of course, that's going to be very dependent on things that you're dealing with physically. Sometimes you're not physically able to run your 2 miles for the day. Suppose you have issues that makes it challenging for you to walk. You can still exercise your upper body, exercise your brain, exercise whatever you can. But exercise is so good, so healthy for you in so many ways. Here's one that we're hearing a lot about relative to, as I mentioned in the past, our health is depending on the food we eat, the water we drink, the air we breathe, and the thoughts we think. What about the water we drink? Are we guarded about what we drink helping us? And then talking about what we drink, of course, we know water is incredibly essential for good health. The question always comes up, how much water should we drink? And I've heard a lot of different answers. Somebody would say, well, you need to drink X number of ounces a day. Well, that may be true for some people, but I remember years ago, I read in an awesome book about water, and the answer to how much water should you drink, it went like this. Take your body weight, divide it in half, and that's how much you should drink in ounces. And then, of course, there are exceptions to that. Suppose you have an issue where it would be challenging for you to get too much water. Suppose you're working out in the sun and you're profusely sweating, you're losing a lot of water. Then you're going to need more than that amount of water. But the point is, pay attention to what you're drinking. Water would be superior, and if it's some other drink, be guarded about how that may be affecting your health. So, with the things that can help you to relieve internal stress, this one sounds so simplistic, but it has a lot of power, and that is, be the very best you that you can be today. We've talked on here about some of the things that you can do to be a better person. Let's put some of those things into action. And you already know some things you can do to be the best you that you can be today. How about, this one's kind of tough for some of us at times, the need to say no. How many times have we been asked to do something for somebody and we don't want to be negative and we don't want to hurt somebody, but sometimes it's better to not do whatever it is. So it's okay to say no when it's de-stressing you. Saying no, and the other one is thank you. Somebody does something nice for you, thank you. Somebody's asking you to do something that isn't good for you, say no. But what about saying no thank you? See, you get to put them both together. What about trying to disrupt some of the actions that you may be finding yourself doing that are not healthy habits or may not be what we could call peaceful habits or positive things? So if you find yourself starting to feel hostile or you're feeling angry or you're feeling bitter, something as simple as, I'm sure many of us have experienced this one, you're driving, somebody's aggravating you, irritating you on the road. How do we respond to that? We've actually probably witnessed a lot of different varieties of stressful behavior or habits that are not allowing for peace within your mind and within your body that would help to reduce stress. So let's pay attention to how we think, how we feel, how we respond to things. Are we irritable? Are we impatient? All of those things are very, very easy to do, but let's work on things like being more patient, thinking about being peaceful. We've talked about before about the positive nature of love. So let's think about doing things this way. What about reminiscing or going over some things that have made you very, very happy in the past? What about good memories? Even if it's looking at some old pictures, or think about the first day you met your person that you're going to be married to. What about the day you had your children? They are happy times. Thinking about happy thoughts like that can really help your body to relieve its internal stress, helping you to feel better by thinking about positive things. So sometimes, maybe looking at some old pictures. Boy, can they bring back some happy memories. By the way, if they don't, maybe you should get rid of them. Here's a good one for you. Listening to good music. And of course, we all have our preference in the music that makes us happy. Whatever it is, listen to good music. Listen to music that you feel happy listening to it. Things that are very, very relaxing. I know that in my office I always try to play music that's calming, that's relaxing, that may not even have a message in it. It doesn't need to have a message. It just needs to help reduce stress in our bodies and help to bring peace to the mind. What about simplifying our lives? And I mean hugely simplifying our lives. Not always easy to do. We always feel that urgency to get certain things done. We always feel the need to have things look a certain way at a certain time. So sometimes if we could just maybe even reduce our goals as to where we want to go, what we want to do, what we want to be, bring that into a more calm existence within our minds, and that'll reduce stress in the body. What about things we do that are maybe some bad habits that we have that are actually stressful? So let's look at ourselves and see if we can reduce some of those things. Get involved in activities that are peaceful and help us to feel happy. That also reduces the internal stress. Here's one. If you're working, you're driving, you're out there doing anything or whatever it is that you're doing, don't bring those stressful thoughts and feelings. Don't walk in the door and start, you're not going to believe what just happened to me. And, then everybody listening to you is going to feel stressful too. So let's see if we can, first of all, try to reduce the stress in our work. But at the same time, if you are working in a more stressful environment and the people around you are such as that, leave that there. Go home to a peaceful home. Bring peace to the home and to the family. We talked about opening your day with some positive questions. What about ending your day with some power questions? Some things like this. What have I given today? What have I done today to help other people feel better? Or that is helping to de-stress my body and my mind? Was I able to do something like that today? What have I given away today? It doesn't have to be in objects. It could be in thoughts. It could be in feelings. It could be in attitudes. So what have I done today that's going to help somebody else to feel better? Have I made it a commitment to learn something that's going to help me and others around me? We can always learn as long as the brain is functioning. Let's learn. Let's learn to be more positive. So, another thing, a power thought for the end of the day. What have I done today that added to the quality of my life or added to the quality of the life of those around me, those I work with, those I care for? What have I done to improve the quality of our lives? And what can I do right now to accomplish that? So let's think about those things as far as how we start the day and how we end the day, so that we can make a very positive effort to de-stress the mind and the body. Have a good one.